What if I told you the loneliest place a child can ever be is not an orphanage? It's not a broken home. It's sitting right at the dinner table, surrounded by family, and feeling completely invisible. That silence, that emotional void, doesn't stay in childhood. It follows you into your relationships, into your career, into the mirror every single morning. And if nobody ever told you this, listen closely, because what you're about to hear might explain your entire life. Picture a child. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's someone you loved. Smart kid, sensitive kid, a kid who just wanted to be seen. But instead, adults were busy, parents were stressed, teachers had 30 other students, and somewhere between the chaos and the quiet, that child learned a brutal lesson. Maybe I'm just not worth noticing. Now here's what science actually says, and this is where it gets chilling. Psychologists call this emotional neglect. And unlike physical abuse, which leaves visible marks, emotional neglect leaves invisible wounds. Wounds that don't bleed, but they ache for decades. You ever met a fully grown adult who still gets nervous asking for things? Like ordering food at a restaurant feels like presenting a TED Talk? Yeah, that's not a personality quirk. That's a childhood wound wearing a business casual outfit. But here's where the hero's journey begins, with awareness. The ignored child grows up and starts showing signs, and these signs are so common we mistake them for just who they are. They become people pleasers, terrified of saying no, because once saying nothing kept them safe. They become overachievers, chasing gold stars, because validation was the only love language they understood. Or, and this one hits hard, they become completely emotionally numb. Not cold, just practiced at not feeling. But here's what nobody talks about. The most dangerous effect of being ignored as a child isn't low self-esteem, it's something far deeper, and I'll reveal it in just a moment. But first, you need to understand why this happens. When a child is consistently ignored, the brain does something extraordinary to survive. It rewires itself. The brain literally reshapes its neural pathways to expect rejection, to anticipate abandonment, to treat love as something that must be earned, never freely given. This is called anxious attachment, and it explains why some of the most loving, intelligent, incredible people you know still feel deeply unworthy of love. And here's the urgent truth. If this pattern isn't broken consciously, it gets passed down to the next generation. Your kids might be living your unhealed story right now. That should scare you enough to keep watching. Okay, breathe. We're not staying in the dark, because this is where the hero stops surviving and starts choosing. The ignored child inside you is not broken. They were never broken. They were just waiting for someone to finally say, "You matter. You always did." Healing starts with naming what happened. You weren't too sensitive. You were under-nurtured. There's a difference, and that difference changes everything. It continues with reparenting yourself, giving yourself the patience, the voice, the boundaries that nobody gave you back then. And it grows through safe relationships, therapy, community, honest conversations that teach your nervous system a new truth. Connection is safe. I am worthy of being seen. The child who was ignored didn't choose silence, but you, right now, can choose something different. You can choose to heal out loud, to break cycles, to become the person, the parent, the friend, the partner that your younger self desperately needed. That journey starts with a single decision: to stop shrinking and start showing up fully for yourself. If this video felt personal, it was meant to. Share it with someone who needs to hear this today. And if you're that someone, welcome. You're not invisible here.